And so if you see these people out here acting the way that they're acting, now, the white supremacists will sometimes say, well, that's really not my fault. You can't blame me. I do the best that I can. But these people are inferior. Now, that brings to one thing that I want to say this morning.
Okay.
I've said it. I very seldom say it.
Go ahead, say it.
But I have put it in the form of a question. Either the white supremacists are to blame for the problems of black people on this planet, or, listen carefully now, or black people are inferior to white people, or both. Take your choice. I'm going to say that again. Either the white supremacists are to blame for the problems of black people,
or
black people are inferior to white people, or both. Take your choice. You got three selections there. I just repeated them twice. Okay? Now, a lot of black people kind of roll their eyes at the ceiling when I've gone to seminars and made that statement.
They roll their eyes now.
Oh, yeah, right. But that's the truth. So you always go for the truth, and you don't care where, who gets hurt. So you got to always start with the truth. And if the truth hurts, so be it.
Okay.
But now here's what.
Okay.
Why would Fuller even introduce something like that in a counter-racist code? First of all, you always go for the truth.
Okay.
Now, suppose it turns out that black people are really inferior to white people. Suppose that after everybody examines everything, go over everything with a fine-tooth comb, and somebody decides, well, hey, the white supremacists are right. Black people are just inferior. They just ain't got it. I don't care how hard you try. Whatever you do with them. I mean, they're just inferior. They can't do nothing that makes sense.
Okay.
I mean, is it true? It's either true or false. We're either inferior or we're not.
So
now, at this point in history, a lot of people say they have investigated it. I mean, without emotion or anything like that.
Okay, that's
and
out.
They have come to the conclusion, a lot of people, both mostly white, have come to the conclusion that it's true, all right? Well, they base it on, hey, what do they do? See, because when that's just it. The argument keeps going back and forth.
Yeah.
And so some black people say, well, we're not inferior when it comes to playing music. And the white supremacists say, well, let's look at that. What is music? And then that goes back and forth and all like that.
Yeah.
And then black people, then the white supremacists will say, well, name something that you have done that's worth doing, or your people. The whole time, then they go back and forth all about ancient Kemet and all like that.
Yeah.
It goes back and forth.
Yeah.
But then the white supremacists usually pull their big card out by simply saying, well, why is it that you people worldwide, I mean, with your babies in your arms, always have to come to me with your problems, but I never have to come to you? All right? And that's a legitimate question.
You're hitting pretty hard, Mr. Fuller.
Why is it that you people will get in lines talking about you need jobs and all like that? I never come to you asking for anything. I just come to you and tell you what you better do. All right?
Wow.
Now, who's inferior? All right? Now, so I have thought about all of this before I coined that statement that I made.
Yeah.
I'm going to get back to what I started this particular part of the conversation with.
Okay.
Black people, white people, the white supremacists they are to blame for all of the problems of black people, or black people are inferior to white people, or both. All right? Now, I coined that statement because I want to go to the truth and then go from there. Once I get the truth, then I want to go from there. And so when I came up with that, I say, okay, suppose it's one or the other or both. I said, and none of these will be satisfactory to a black person, all right, including me, okay? Suppose I am inferior. I don't want to be inferior, all right, but suppose I am. And then I can look at it the other way. Suppose I'm not inferior, but these white supremacists are to blame for me being in this condition I'm in, all right? Suppose that's true, okay? Or suppose both of them are true, that the white supremacists are to blame for the condition I'm in, and I'm also inferior, okay? Now, it comes down to one question now.
Okay.
What's the solution? And the solution is replace the system of white supremacy with justice. See what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So that's why I went through all of that to say bottom line is still the same.
Bottom line.
You replace the system of white supremacy with justice. That's even, what am I really saying? Listen carefully now. Even if black people are inferior, the solution to that problem is not to beat up on these inferior people, but to replace the system of white supremacy with the system of justice, and then define what the word justice means.